Hey everyone, welcome back to the TheChakraStop. This is the second video in the series of controlling your energy. Alright, so last time, just a quick thing, we was going over, pooling your energy, building enough energy and sending it to your hands so then you can use it externally. Right? So you might want to go back and look at the first video. It just gave a quick exercise on, how to build that, how to get it to your hands. Okay. So this is the second video talking about focal points. All right. So a focal point is basically just a point that you're focused on. Okay. And I like to give examples whenever I can to help you better wrap your mind around what's going on. When somebody's looking at you, all right, when somebody's staring at you, all right, you can feel that, correct? Yes, you look, somebody's looking at you, somebody's staring at you, okay? Why is that? Because their focal point is on you, their focus is on you. And what's the importance of that? Where your focus is, where your mind is focused on, that's where your energy is going to flow. And that's why you can feel somebody staring at you. All right, so it's focal points. So, give you another example so you can kind of feel this because you can't always see energy that's going on. I mean, if you're up there and you can see auras and you can see energy, that's fine, that's good. But general population, then they're not going to be able to see that. So another example, sit, stare forward, look at something, and then put your hand in the middle of your vision and look at it. Okay? Look at something, and put your hand in front of you and look at your hand. You're going to feel a presence on your hand. You're going to feel a slight pressure change in your hand because now you're focused on your hand and your energy is flowing to that point. All right. So these focal points are the basic mechanics behind how to send energy. Like I'm going to show you how to send energy. Okay. So what you want to do after you do that exercise to build, to pull, you put one focal point on your hand that you're using, right? And then you put the other focal point on wherever you're trying to send energy to, okay? And that's usually going to be on, the other person or something like that. So when you have the two focus points established, say right here on my arm is the second focal point. So what I'm doing is I'm paying attention to my hand while simultaneously paying attention to my arm, okay? And that creates kind of a channel between the 2 points. That creates a connection between the 2 points. Okay. This is also why you can heal across a distance. Okay. If somebody were to get on the computer in Mexico and I can see them, I can focus on them, my energy is already there. All right. Energy doesn't um, cohere to distance. All right. If you can see it, your energy is already there because you're focused on it. Okay. So focus point on your hand, focus point on the point. Now the last step to this mechanic is your imagination because your imagination is what controls your mind. All right. So what you're going to do after you have your 2 points is imagine energy going from one point to the other point. All right, now that's however you visualize energy. You can visualize it as like water going from one point to another. You can imagine it as a mist going. You can imagine it as fire, just anything. When it comes to this, it's just highly based on the imagination. It's highly based on your preference. So I'm telling you the physical general method for you to then put your customized twist on it. All right. And it's going to come to you. If you get into this, it's going to come to you naturally, just, what's comfortable for you on how you picture energy. All right. So, focal point in this end, focal point on where you're working, and then visualization, okay, of that energy going from one point to the other point. All right. And when you get good at that, you should be able to feel your presence. You should almost be able to feel like you're lightly grazing or lightly touching your arm. Okay, all right. So when you've got those things going, two focal points and the imagination going, you can feel that. All right, just drag it along the arm. Okay, just drag it along the arm. All right. I mean, when you when you sit down next to somebody, can you not feel their presence? Can you not feel their energy, right? Okay. When you're in the house by yourself and then somebody comes into the house, can you not feel that energy? Okay. So energy's always going. We just gotta take command of it. All right. So when you drag along there, you should be able to feel that almost like a light brush. All right. Almost like something that just slightly makes your hair stand up. You know what I mean? Right. And that's gonna be the basic. Right. So how you can practice focal points, how you can make your focal point stronger, how you can kind of build your mental strength with projecting your focal points to another point. What you're going to do throughout the day, you're just going to put your focal point on something, and then you're going to imagine like you're touching that. Okay, almost like your energy body, or just like you're coming out of yourself and touching that object. Now, what you're going to do when you're doing this is you want to imagine how that object would feel if you were to touch it right now. All right? Like if you do it with the empty bottle, what is that bottle? It's smooth, but at the same time it's crinkly when you squeeze it. Okay, just like all those different properties, how it feels from going from the plastic to the paper, all that. Um, just like metal, cold, smooth, rough in some areas, a leaf, wrinkly. Just all those little feelings, like those inputs of feelings and the textures and stuff like that. Just look at something and imagine how it would feel in your hand if you were to touch it, right? And then the more you do that, you'll realize that you can plant a focus point a lot stronger. And I'm not talking about the first focal point because the first one's always in your hand, it's always right there. I'm talking about putting it on other things because that's not part of your body, right? That's not part of your body for you to feel that. So you need to imagine, um, you know, what that would feel like when you put your focus on it or when you touch it. Okay? So we went over the basic thing of just creating a focus point from one point where you have your energy to the other point where you're sending the energy connected by the imagination and your intent. Okay? All right. That's it for the second video. In the next video, we'll go even further, and we're getting kind of close now to, how do you use a crystal with energy, okay? And what are some of the different types of things you can do with the crystal with healing, all right? So that's coming up soon. Um, have a good day, everybody. See you on the next video.